Hello, friends and little adventurers. I'm Anna, and today, we're going on an amazing journey through time. Have you ever wondered how people traveled long, long ago? Well, buckle up, because we're going to explore it all, from horses and carts to super fast cars, trains, and even rockets that blast into space. Imagine living in a time when the fastest way to travel was by riding a horse or taking a wooden boat. Can you believe that? But as time went on, people invented cool new ways to get around. We'll see how we went from walking on our feet to flying in airplanes and even zooming in rockets. So, hop aboard our time travel machine and let's take a ride through the history of transportation. Walking and running, the first transportation. Before inventions like cars and airplanes, humans had only their feet to rely on. Walking and running were the main ways people traveled from place to place. Ancient humans were strong and fit from all the walking they did, sometimes for miles and miles. It wasn't unusual to walk for days just to reach a new village or to find food. Imagine if you had to walk everywhere today. There were no sidewalks, roads, or comfy shoes either. People had to watch out for wild animals and rough paths. Even though walking was tough, it helped ancient humans explore new lands and settle in different places. It's hard to believe, but without walking, we might never have discovered all the places on Earth. Horses, the original horsepower. Eventually, people figured out that animals like horses could help them travel faster. Horses were strong and quick, making them perfect partners for travel. Riding a horse was way faster than walking, and horses could carry heavy loads, too. People also rode other animals, like camels in the desert, because they're great at handling hot, sandy places. Horses and camels were like the cars of ancient times, everyone wanted one. Some horses even pulled carriages and chariots, which were earlier vehicles for carrying people. Imagine having a horse as your main way to get to school. The term horsepower, used to describe how powerful a car engine is, comes from this time when horses were the best way to get around. Wooden wheels and carts, the first cars. Long ago, people invented something amazing, the wheel. This might seem simple today, but back then, wheels made a huge difference. By attaching wooden wheels to carts, people created the very first vehicles. These carts could be pushed or pulled, and they made it way easier to move heavy things like crops and supplies. Horses or oxen often pulled these carts, making travel faster and less tiring. With carts, people could bring more things on their journeys, and farmers could transport food to villages. It was the beginning of wheeled travel and inspired many of the vehicles we use today. Wheels were a huge invention. They made everything from wagons to cars possible, helping people travel faster and explore further. Sailing ships, travel across the seas. Before planes, the best way to travel across oceans was by ship. Sailing ships were big boats with tall sails that caught the wind, which pushed the boat across the water. Explorers, merchants, and even pirates used sailing ships to visit distant lands, discover new places, and trade goods. It wasn't always smooth sailing, though. Sailors faced storms, rough waves, and long months at sea with only the ocean around them. But ships allowed people to travel farther than ever, connecting different parts of the world. They brought back treasures, spices, and ideas from other countries. Ships were so important for exploration and trade that without them, we might not know about different parts of the world. These sailing journeys made the world feel a little smaller and more connected. Steam engines, chugging along the rails. The steam engine was a game changer. Trains powered by steam engines burned coal to create steam, which moved the train's wheels. This powerful invention let trains travel on special tracks at much faster speeds than horses or carts. Trains connected cities and towns, and people could suddenly travel long distances comfortably and quickly. Imagine the excitement of watching a train chugging down the tracks, huffing and puffing with clouds of steam. The sound of the train whistle became familiar, and train stations became busy places full of travelers. Steam engines also powered boats and factories, making work faster and easier. The steam engine was one of the biggest inventions of its time, transforming travel and transportation, and it inspired many of the engines we use today. Bicycles, a pedal-powered adventure. When bicycles were invented, they gave people a brand new way to move around using pedal power. Bicycles were fun, easy to ride, and didn't need any fuel or animals to move. All you needed was some energy in your legs. The first bicycles were quite different from today's sleek, modern ones. Some of them had huge front wheels and tiny back wheels, making them tricky to balance. But once they got popular, people started designing safer, easier to ride bikes. Kids and adults could ride bicycles to get around, exercise, and have fun. Even today, bicycles are popular all around the world, and we have bikes for racing, mountain trails, and even just relaxing rides. Biking is still one of the most eco-friendly ways to travel, making it perfect for short trips and adventures. Cars, gas-powered speed machines. The invention of cars changed everything. Early cars weren't as fast or comfortable as they are today, but they let people travel without horses or trains. Soon, cars got better engines and could drive longer distances. With cars, people could travel freely, there were no tracks or schedules to follow. Over time, cars got faster, and new models came out with roofs, comfy seats, and even radios. Today, we have cars of all kinds, from sports cars to electric cars. Cars brought people closer together by connecting cities, towns, and even countries. Families could go on road trips, and people could visit friends whenever they wanted. Roads and highways were built everywhere, making cars one of the most popular ways to travel. Airplanes, flying across the skies. When the Wright brothers flew the first airplane, it changed travel forever. Before airplanes, people could only travel by land or sea, which took a long time. But with airplanes, you could fly over mountains, oceans, and entire countries in just hours. Suddenly, people could visit faraway places without spending days on a train or weeks on a boat. As airplanes got bigger and faster, they could carry lots of people and even cargo. Airports were built, and soon, traveling by plane became common for vacations, business trips, and even deliveries. Today, airplanes connect the whole world, and you can fly almost anywhere. The invention of airplanes made the world feel smaller, bringing people closer together and making adventures possible in every corner of the globe. Space rockets, zooming out of Earth. Rockets are the ultimate form of transportation. Unlike other vehicles, rockets are so powerful that they can break free from Earth's gravity and fly into space. The first rocket was used to send astronauts to the moon in 1969, making it one of the most incredible achievements in history. Today, rockets take astronauts to the International Space Station, orbit Earth, and explore planets like Mars. Rockets are filled with fuel that burns and creates an incredible amount of force, lifting them off the ground and into the sky. Without rockets, we wouldn't know as much about space as we do now. Rockets have made space exploration possible, and who knows? Maybe one day, we'll all travel to space on rockets or even live on another planet. Electric cars and future travel, zooming green. Today, people are working on new ways to travel that don't harm the environment, like electric cars. Electric cars run on batteries instead of gasoline, which means they don't create as much pollution. Some even drive themselves. Charging stations are being built everywhere to make it easy to power up electric cars. And in the future, we might see even more exciting ways to travel, like flying cars or high-speed trains that travel underground. There are also ideas for hyperloops, which are super-fast trains that travel in vacuum tubes, letting people zoom across cities in minutes. Scientists are always thinking up amazing new ideas for transportation, so who knows what the future holds? It's fun to imagine what traveling will look like for kids like you in the next few years. Wow! We've come such a long way on our journey through time. From walking on foot and riding horses to driving cars, flying planes, and even zooming in rockets, humans have always found exciting new ways to travel. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe one day we'll be riding in flying cars or teleporting across the planet in a flash. But for now, remember, every type of transportation started as someone's big idea and dream. So, keep imagining, exploring, and who knows, you could create the next amazing way for people to get around. Thanks for joining me on this awesome adventure through the history of transportation. Until next time, keep dreaming big, and I'll see you soon for our next adventure. Bye!